Good morning children, welcome to biology class. This is your biology teacher Mahbub Subani. We have been discussing about microorganisms. Microorganisms, friend and foe. This is our topic. Last class we have discussed about two types of microorganisms in depth, that is about viruses and bacteria. So the other two types of microorganisms which cause problems in human beings, diseases in human beings, we will be discussing in this class. Those two type of microorganisms are: one, fungi; two, protozoans. Fungi and protozoans are microorganisms which also cause diseases in human beings. So what are those diseases caused by fungi and protozoa? We will be discussing in this class. Fungi usually cause two common diseases in human beings. One is ringworm, the other one is athlete's foot. A ringworm, some of you may be aware, there are round patches on our skin. Both the diseases are related to skin. Skin diseases are commonly caused by fungi. This ringworm appears like patches on our skin, round circular patches. And athlete's foot, those who wear shoe for a longer period of time, particularly athletes, they wear shoe for a longer period of time in a day, and when they are playing or participating in athletics, their body sweats, and because of that sweat and dust, this disease is caused, athlete's foot. These two diseases are caused by fungi. To treat fungal infections, we have ointments, creams, and also antifungal drugs. These are called antifungal drugs. Antifungal drugs are used to treat fungal infections, and the common problems, common fungal infections are ringworm and athlete's foot. These also can be prevented. The best way always is to prevent a disease. Unfortunately, if we are infected with a disease, then we have to go for a treatment. So the prevention is you keep your body clean, take shower twice a day, and avoid wearing shoe for a longer period of, even if we are wearing, we have to clean our feet properly after removing the shoe. Wash your feet and clean them properly. Let the feet dry for some time. If you take these precautions, infections can be prevented. If we are infected, we have to use medicines. Antifungal drugs are used for treating fungal infections. The second type of microorganism today we are going to discuss is about protozoa. These protozoans belong to a group protozoa, like amoeba is a common protozoan, most of you know. Paramecium, Euglena, Leishmania, Trypanosoma. These are all protozoans. Actually, they belong to kingdom Protista. We have not studied about classification still. When we study about classification, you will understand the term what is Protista. All the protozoans are kept in kingdom Protista, and the common protozoans are amoeba, Paramecium, Euglena, Leishmania, and Trypanosoma. So what are the diseases caused by these? And the one is Plasmodium is most common. So Plasmodium causes malaria in human beings. Most of us, those who are aware, they know about Plasmodium. Otherwise, we think that malaria is caused by mosquitoes. Of course, that is true. It is spread by mosquitoes. But the actual causative pathogen which causes malaria disease is Plasmodium. And Leishmania causes black fever or Kala Azar. Trypanosoma causes sleeping sickness. It is commonly called as African sleeping sickness. So these are three common diseases caused by protozoal microorganisms. The most common among the three is again malaria, which is caused by Plasmodium. Malaria is caused by Plasmodium. Leishmania causes Kala Azar. And Trypanosoma causes sleeping sickness. There is another microorganism belonging to protozoa. Entamoeba histolytica causes amoebiasis. Amoebiasis is frequent motions with pain in the lower abdomen. So these are all the diseases caused by protozoal microorganisms. So these two were pending. So we discussed about the remaining two types of microorganisms, that is fungi and protozoa. Now, what are diseases? How diseases are spread? You must try to understand. Though our topic is about microorganisms, apart from microorganisms also diseases can spread. Without the involvement of microorganisms also diseases can be caused. So let us try to understand how diseases are classified. Diseases are broadly classified into two types: infectious diseases number 2, non-infectious diseases. Infectious diseases are caused by infection by some microorganism. It could be a bacteria, could be a virus, could be fungus. There is some microorganism, a pathogen, which causes the disease. Such diseases which are caused by some microorganism are called infectious diseases. Like typhoid is an infectious disease, malaria is an infectious disease, influenza is an infectious disease. All these diseases are caused by microorganisms, so they are called infectious diseases. There are some diseases which are not caused by any microorganism. For example, a person has hypertension, high blood pressure, a person has diabetes, okay, a person has paralysis. These diseases are not caused by any microorganisms. These are caused because of the malfunctioning of body systems, or disorders in the body functioning, disorders in the organs. So these are non-infectious diseases. Now we are more interested about infectious diseases only, because this topic, our topic is microorganisms. Microorganisms cause diseases and those are called infectious diseases. Now how to handle the diseases? Disease is a condition, it's an unpleasant condition. A person is not comfortable. Disease, the word itself is disturbed ease. Ease means comfort. When you do not have any disease, you are comfortable. The early morning when you get up, you feel fresh. After relaxing for about 8 hours sleep, you are fresh in the morning. But once you are not comfortable in the morning, when you get up, you have headache, or you have stomach pain, you have body pains, that means you have some disease. If that disease is caused by a microorganism, that is called infectious disease. Now how do we handle these diseases? Diseases can be handled in two ways. One is prevention, second one is treatment. I have already mentioned this word, prevention and treatment. Both the words are mentioned when I was discussing about bacteria. Prevention means to prevent the disease before the disease enters into our body. Before the disease disturbs us, we are preventing it. We are stopping it before it enters into our body. That is prevention. Treatment is somehow or the other we got the disease, we are infected, then we take some medicines. That is treatment. Prevention can be of two types. Again, one is by taking precautions, the other one is by taking vaccines. What are the two types of prevention? One is by taking precautions. For example, malaria is caused by Plasmodium, a microorganism which belongs to protozoa, and that malaria causing microorganism enters into our body when female Anopheles mosquito bites us. We don't know whether it is a male mosquito or female mosquito. We don't know whether it is a Anopheles mosquito or Aedes mosquito. We don't know. So best thing is to prevent mosquitoes. How do we prevent mosquitoes? By using mosquito nets, mosquito repellents, and by keeping our surroundings clean, keeping away from drainages. All these things are precautions. By taking precautions, you can prevent some diseases. Also, there are vaccines which prevent the disease. If you take, for example, most of the children of your age are vaccinated with polio vaccine. For the past 2 decades, as I told you in the previous topic, Government is giving polio vaccination yearly twice throughout the country. So every child of your age is vaccinated for polio. So you will not get polio. That is vaccination. What is this vaccine? Vaccine is not a medicine actually. Vaccine is the disease causing microorganism which is inactivated and given as an injection or drops into our body. When the foreign particle enters into our body sends antibodies. These antibodies attack the foreign particle and try to destroy it or kill it. So our body develops resistance. It's like preparing our body for a fight with the microorganism. That is vaccination. So those who are taking vaccines, they will not get that particular disease. There are vaccines nowadays for many of the diseases. For polio there is a vaccine, for hepatitis B there is a vaccine, for diphtheria there is a vaccine, pertussis, tetanus, DPT, they say triple antigen. All these vaccines are given to you during your childhood before you attain the age of 10 or 11 years. So two ways of preventing diseases, one is taking precautions, the second one is taking vaccines. Treatment is once we are infected by a disease, by a microorganism, taking medicines. We have already discussed about the treatment of bacterial infections by antibiotics. Similarly, there are medicines for most of the diseases, for almost all the diseases. Only the new diseases which we are encountering like coronavirus and all, our scientists are trying to find medicines. But otherwise, whatever diseases so far we are suffering, including AIDS and cancer, there are medicines. Our scientists are well equipped with knowledge and they are continuously conducting experiments and finding medicines. So using medicines to cure the disease is treatment. These medicines can be oral when we take tablets, when we take tonics, injectables, or intravenous or topical applications like we apply ointments and creams on our skin for skin infections. So this is how we treat the diseases. So prevention and treatment are two steps in controlling the diseases. Now apart from this, is there any way to completely avoid diseases? Yes. Preserving our food. Most of the diseases enter into our body to three ways. This is called spreading of diseases. Diseases spread through air, through water and through food. These are the three routes through which diseases enter into our body. So if we take care of these three routes, we can prevent most of the diseases. Diseases which spread through air can be controlled by inhaling fresh air, non-polluted, non-contaminated air. So living in areas where the pollution free areas we have to live. Okay, suppose if we are compelled to travel, better to use masks, can be avoided. And pure drinking water prevents diseases caused by polluted water or diseases which spread through water. And preserving our food which we are eating, before consuming the food, it should be preserved. Food is already prepared, but it will be consumed later. Till then, it should be preserved. So preservation also is a very important thing in controlling the diseases. Our food items are preserved in different ways. To preserve food, there are different methods like salting, adding oil and vinegar, heating and pasteurization. These are the different methods of food preservation. Our food can be preserved in these four methods, commonly in these four methods. Salting, especially fish meat and common meat, when it is stored for a longer period of time, it is salted. The salting prevents the food item from getting spoiled. Food items can be preserved for a longer period of time by adding salt to it. Salting and also drying. Salting and drying. And adding oils. Commonly our pickles, tomato pickle, mango pickle or some other pickles, when we prepare pickles, oil is added, vinegar is added. These are called preservatives. These preservatives keep the food item for a longer period without getting spoiled. And heating Commonly milk, when we purchase a milk packet, it is boiled, heated. When we heat, microorganisms, if at all, if there are any microorganisms in the food item, they will die. So after that, pasteurization is particularly about boiling the milk for 73 degrees, a high temperature, then suddenly it is cooled down. Then it is packed in either packets or tins. So these are different methods of preserving our food. So children, today we discussed about two microorganisms, that is fungi and protozoans, the diseases caused by fungi and protozoans, how to treat them, and also we discussed about the controlling the diseases, two methods of controlling diseases, that is prevention and treatment. What is prevention? What are vaccines we studied, and then treatment with medicines. And finally we discussed about food preservation methods. If food is preserved in these methods, we can avoid spoiling of food that can be used for later periods. So I suggest you to go through the textbook thoroughly, to be prepared for the assignment which I am going to give, and read textbook line by line and try to understand all the terms. Thank you children. See you in the next class.